This is Kyle Schicchetti,
Forget it.
President of the Washington State Bar Association. We have returned from our field trip in Oregon to meet with the Oregon State Bar. In my opinion, it was a very good meeting, exchange of a lot of great ideas. They had as many questions as we had questions for them. So a wonderful experience and a wonderful exchange with our brothers and sisters to the south. We are back to our first on our agenda is the honoring of the outgoing governors and officers. So I have the pleasure of recognizing 6 individuals who have given their time, energy, talent, and skill and leadership to this organization for for several years. And we have some mementos to recognize them. There are 4 governors, a couple officers, all of which in different capacities and different skill sets made the organization a better organization. We've come a long way since some of us started on the board 2017, 2018. So I'm happy and thrilled to recognize these individuals. We'll kind of do it one by one. Shall we go ahead and recognize them and then give them the awards afterwards? Okay, we'll do that. First up is Governor at Large Russell Knight. Governor Knight is completing his 3-year term on the Board of Governors. Governor Knight has been a very quietly influential member of our Board of Governors. I think when he speaks, people listen because he doesn't speak all the time. But when he speaks, it's on point, it's direct, it's clear. And I think that's why I think he proclaims himself as never having lost one vote, I think it was. And he's, I think that's a credit to him and his ability and his skills to be persuasive and most of all be clear, because you start listening. I might have been totally on the opposite of some side on some issue, and after listening to Governor Knight, he oftentimes makes a lot of sense. I've enjoyed working with Governor Knight. I've appreciated your insight, your influence, and all of the extracurricular conversations we've had over the years. So I appreciate you and thank you for your service over the course of the last 3 years.
Thank you, President Schicchetti. Certainly been an honor and privilege to serve on the Board of Governors, and I am, you and I overlap on a lot of the time period that we've served here. We started sort of before COVID. We started under a different executive director, and the middle of our service was certainly different and a rocky time. I'm very pleased that your term as president has united the board and brought us back and found a way to meet even during COVID in person, and found a way to connect over Zoom. And you were doing an excellent job navigating these challenges, and it's been a pleasure to serve with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, but this is about you, not about me. All right, next on our list is 5th District Governor PJ Grubicki. Governor Grubicki is also completing his 3rd year, 3 years of serving the folks in Eastern Washington. Governor Grubicki comes from Spokane, a place near and dear to my heart. Always enjoyed Governor Grubicki's input. I've said this before. I said this in my article. Here's what we ought to do. We've heard it over and over again. And time and time, he's often correct, although his speech and his hyperbole is somewhat colorful. But I've enjoyed serving with you, Governor Grubicki. I call you a friend. I will continue to see you in Spokane. Perhaps maybe we'll see you again, serving again in some capacity with the Washington State Bar Association. I hope that's the case. Pardon? And he is on long range planning, so he's up for another 3 years at least to continue to help this organization and guide us into well into the future, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I'm hoping that we that council is going to be very successful in figuring out who we are and what we are into the future. So Governor Grubicki, I appreciate you and your service, and thank you for your 3 years.
It's certainly been an experience the last 3 years, but it's also been a pleasure. It's been a learning episode, I think a good learning episode. And I have truly enjoyed serving with and working with all of you. I haven't always agreed with all of you, but I've enjoyed each one of you as a person very much. And for a lot of reasons, I will miss our get-togethers. Thank you.
Governor Sunita Anjavel. Governor Anjavel is not leaving us. She has completed her prior term and excited that she ran for re-election. We somehow managed to convince her to dive back into it for 3 more years and suffer along with the rest of us, or some of the rest of us. But she's done yeoman's work over the course of the last few years, and she'll continue to do that into the future. But we do want to recognize her her commitment from, was it 2 years? 2 years you came on and fulfilled the position from Governor Cherry, I believe. And glad she did. She is a wonderful addition to this Board of Governors. One of the things I most admired about Governor Anjavel is that as president, and I have to figure out a lot of different roles for a lot of different people and assignments, she never turned me down, no matter how taxed she was, how many other things she was devoted to, and her practice. She was always willing to give more. And I'm eternally grateful for that. I think she fulfilled many of the assignments that I gave to her beyond expectation, and did so very, very thoughtfully. And I think she improved all of those organizations by her involvement. So thank you, Governor Anjavel, and I am glad you will be here for another 3 years.
Sorry. Thank you, Kyle, and thanks to everyone here. It's been a wild ride, and it's going to keep going, I guess. So I'm happy to serve with all of you.
Thank you, Governor Anjavel. Governor from 7 South District, Governor Jean Kang, is also, she resigned earlier this year for personal reasons. But she served very well for her term. I enjoyed working with Governor Kang. She found herself in the middle of a COVID with new jobs and family obligations that were unfortunate. But during her time when she was active, there was no better governor. She threw herself into the WSBA. She was always mindful of what was in the best interest of the organization. And in my opinion, she did an excellent job. So we want to recognize Governor Kang as well. Governor, Treasurer, President-elect Clark. Governor Clark came on about the same time I did. I think we had our first meeting at the same time. He completed the term of past President Pickett, I believe. and then was reelected twice, I guess, which is probably unprecedented. Could be unprecedented that he was elected treasurer twice, which says something about Dan Clark, because he devotes himself 100% to whatever he chooses to do. And I don't know that there's necessarily a harder working person on this Board of Governors. We talk a lot. I know he is always interested in what's in the best interest of the organization. He is very fiscally responsible. I appreciate that. That's the best thing to have in a treasurer, to know that, we're watching out for the bottom line. I appreciate that of him. He will be here for another 3 years. As governor reelected governor, but also as president-elect, president, and then immediate past president. So we want to recognize his contributions, and I want to say thank you as a fellow Board of Governors member, as a president, and as a friend. Thank you for your service, Dan. And then finally, last but not least, we want to recognize immediate past President Majumdar. I said that Dan was probably the hardest working governor, and I believe that to be true. I think Rajiv's heart is into the best interest and the good of the organization, more than any other person that I've served with. President Majumdar had a vision when he ran for the Board of Governors. He had a vision that when he ran for president. He has a vision even now for this organization continuing into the future. And it's a good vision. It's one that improves our organization. It makes it better. It maybe corrects things that need to be corrected. And I'm confident that he will remain a figure in this organization now and well into the future. I also want to thank President Majumdar for his advice and counsel over the course of not just this last year, but the year prior. He invited me in as president-elect to many of the meetings that he was having with people who I hadn't met yet. He introduced me. He invited me into things that he didn't need to do. He saw the benefit of working with the president-elect to continue on into the future, some of the plans that he has, and then work with me on many of the plans that I had. I'm immensely thankful for that selfless act. And I hope that you will stay involved through the ABA, through some of the maybe court-appointed boards, committees, all of the things that make this organization great. And I want to thank you for your service as well. It's fitting that President Majumdar gives me a hug, because as I mentioned in my article, the very first time I met him, he gave me a hug. And again, I think that says something about President Majumdar.
You just didn't know you were ready for it at the time. Like many lawyers, we get involved because ultimately we care about people. And so if I have one regret, it is that mostly because of Corona, but just because of the limitations of a human being, each and every one of us, I didn't get to spend more personal time getting to know each and every one of your stories more than I got to, especially some of you that are newer to the board. I've just really treasured getting to know each and every one of you, and that's the most valuable thing I've taken from this experience. Thank you all for your service.
All right, so shall we hand these awards out?
Oh, we have one more,
One more.
which is to honor you
Oh,
for your year of service as president. We'll do a little bit more of this tonight. So just to keep it brief though, many of you know that President Shichetti started as District 3 governor, so Lauren's predecessor, in 2017. He caused us quite a bit of consternation by, I think, being the first governor to hold office as governor and president-elect at the same time. And now that's become a bit of a tradition. I think, I've gotten to work really, really closely with Kyle. When you work very closely with the president, lots of phone calls, lots of arguing. What I appreciate about Kyle is he always provides a safe space to talk about things. I know it's been very painful for him to not get a chance to do all of the things that you would normally do as president, because as he would say, he's been the COVID president. But fortunately, we have him around for another year to fill the role as past president. And I just want to say thank you.
And a little bit about Kyle's character, since he talked about everyone else's character and their superlative natures. Kyle has some superlative natures. I don't know, I think he'll go down as one of the greatest bar presidents, helming us through this incredibly challenging times and getting us back to meeting in person, but making connections with each other. Kyle has seemingly endless Teflon. Everything goes off him like water off a duck's back. He's endlessly patient, and he truly believes in making compromise and listening happen. And I think it's served this board incredibly well. Thank you, Kyle.
I don't tell people my birthday because I don't like the attention it gives when you're going around the office. So, I appreciate the thoughts, the kind words. I have enjoyed this experience immensely. I've heard other governors come off and presidents come off saying they've regretted their time. It's been hard, and sometimes it is hard. But a year later, they usually come around and they say they'd do it again. I have no qualms whatsoever. I would do it again in a minute. I've enjoyed my experience. I've enjoyed you all. And thank you for making it a great experience for me. Jim McPherson.
Hi, Kyle and folks. I've been listening in, and it's a minor tradition of mine. I did it last year for my good buddy to your left, and I do want to remind everybody that several years ago I had really good feelings about Kyle as a potential incoming president, and made my views known. And I have been thrilled and absolutely excited to have Kyle as our president this past year, and as the incoming president. So Kyle, good job, and I'm glad you are going to stick around. Anyway, just a personal comment from me. I appreciate you letting me butt into your meeting.
Thank you, Jim. All right, now let's do some awards real quick. And we have a Chief Justice waiting in the wings here to swear some people in, so we don't want to be too late on that. So let's do this next. All right, first up is Treasurer, Governor, President-elect Clark.
Put your back to that wall. Yeah. Then there won't be random. Always put your back to the wall. Those eggs.
One, stay here. We have others. Why don't we do Dan's next? Yeah.
No, but that's good. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah. So also Governor Clark for Treasurer, Fred, Governor, Black, your 2 years of service. Yeah, let me take your hand first. Yep.
That's all you get for now.
Okay. Governor Grubicki. Shining it up here for you. Perfect, thank you. Governor Knight. Governor Angelo. We have fingerprints all over these things, so.
And President Shichetti.